Hi, Ashley and Emily. The founders of the Creepy Book Club are here. I'm so excited.
Hi.
Hi.
Tell me how long it's been around and how this whole thing started because it's easier for one person to have an idea and execute it, but when you bring in another person, I feel like it makes it a little harder to execute things. So what was that process like for you and how did it all come to be?
So in 2021, it was COVID times, and I read a book, Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris, and was like, Ashley, you have to read this. And both of us had taken such a long time that we hadn't been reading. We had taken a long reading hiatus in general. She read it, she loved it. And we were like, you know what? There have to be other people who we can talk to about this kind of book who are looking for connection. So we started our online, just like club that was really informal in 2021.
What did that look like, Ashley? Like an online club?
It looked like a Facebook group page with five people, maybe three people to start, five at the absolute most. But the same structure that we have now, where it was like, let's hop on and talk about these books. So still Zoom calls, but just smaller. And then we did our first retreat, which was also five people, including Emily and I. And that kind of when we shared it on social media, we discovered there was a bigger community that was really hungry for this. And that's when Emily really came up with the idea of like, I think we should think about, doing this, making this actually a business move to try to grow this community.
Okay, I'm surprised to hear the retreat happened so fast because in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, you wait till you have a lot of people and then you do like a big retreat. So why did you do, I mean, it was you two and three other people. Why did you jump on the retreat so quickly? And what did you do there? Like, compare, okay, this is like loaded question, like five of them at once. Compare that retreat you did with the five people versus what we're gonna see in Scottsdale in February.
So we had maybe 20 people on Zooms by that point, and so we just thought it would be fun to meet in person. We'd been meeting monthly, and we thought it would be a nice idea. So it was more informal still. Again, it was just like, hey, does anyone want to like meet up and we can actually do a little weekend together, us book lovers who've been meeting for a year, I think, at that point. So we just hung out together. There was no agenda, there was nothing about it. We did bring like branded sunglasses for them and like branded bookmarks, like a gift for coming. But this wasn't anything. We didn't have a business at that point. We didn't have the Book of the Month Club. We didn't have a formal retreat. This coming year will be our fifth retreat, Ashley.
Yeah, fifth or fourth. I have to go like Scottsdale, Denver, New
New
Orleans.
Orleans,
So fourth, Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, fifth. So this
Fifth.
will be our fifth. So we've had four retreats and they've just evolved really naturally. Like we went to Denver after that with about 60 people, and there were, so it just grew, people that just wanted the community. We also had no agenda. Is that right, Ashley? We had, I mean, I think we did a book chat. That's what we did. We all read a book together. We just chatted about it. There were no authors present, nothing like that. We had a brunch spot that we were able to book out, but it was really informal also. And then Lucinda Berry wanted to come to New Orleans. And we were like, as a guest, you have to come as an author. So, so she was our first author. We did an author chat with her in New Orleans. It was still just Ashley and I. And here, the reason what I'm building to is I'll just tell you our tipping point. We were planning our retreat last year in Scottsdale, and all of a sudden we were like, we've just secured five big name authors. We've got, 250 tickets sold. We're absolutely freaking out here about what is happening, and we don't know what we're doing. Ashley and I, and we negotiated our contract, like everything together. And one of my dear friends said, well, you know that my sister-in-law was an event planner in Scottsdale, and now she's not working. She stays home with her kids. Do you want to reach out to her and see if she can kind of help guide you at all? And we reached out to her, and now Lauren is our boss, and Lauren is in charge of everything. She's the most amazing person ever.
So this is the second time we're using Lauren in Scottsdale in February. That'll be the
Yes.
second time. Okay, I'm not trying to send them whenever I do anything. These things happen in Zoom. Okay, so then how did you guys grow? Because that's to hear like 250 last year. That's wild. How did you grow the book club?
It has a lot to do with our community. I mean, you're a part of the book community as well. that when people find other people and you have a common interest, because also part of this was Emily and I being in our 40s and thinking people need a connection point. And if your connection point is that you love a thriller book, that's a starting place to then make new friends and be a part of something. So I would say Emily and I have worked hard or tried to work hard through marketing and social media to let people know who we are and how they can be a part of it. But I really think our community has spread the word and it's their friends and their followers and their people. We had someone today write to us, Em, I don't know if you saw this, and she was like, I'm 60 and am I too old to come? And I was like, we had like an 85-year-old last year and we probably have, I'm like, probably 10 to 15% of the people who come are over 60. Like we're 45. So I also think it has grown because it's a community that really is for everybody, all ages, all mother daughters who come, and people are just kind of hungry to be a part of that. And it's a really accepting group of people.
Before we get into more about the retreat and how people can join, talk to me about the logistics of how you monetize the book club. Because there are a few different ways. You have the book boxes that you ship out. So I want to hear the logistics of like, are you, how do you pick the book? And then I'm assuming you contact the publisher and you're like, hey, I got this book club. You know, what can you do for me to send this many out? And are you like, I'm envisioning you guys like in your houses filling the book boxes and putting the stickers on. Like, what is all of that like behind the scenes?
Yeah, that is actually why Ashley and I are incredible partners. As you know, Ashley from social media, she's very good at building and bringing in community, and I am really good at all of that back end kind of trash business work. And for the first couple of years that we were shipping books out, we we designed custom boxes. We designed custom like inserts and stickers and all of those things. That was just us, like just the two of us for many years, and no branding help, no marketing help. I built the website. Like we just needed to do this on our own because we had no income to put into it at that point. So I did ship books out of my dining room and my garage for years. We have now hired a shipping manager who works as a team of one. She works hard every month to get all of our books out. She's a friend of ours from Portland area. So that's one area of that we wanted to monetize, and it was really us partly like because we do get direct from the publishers and all of those logistics are complicated, especially working with all the different publishers and different months. We ask our members, what do they want to read? We look at what do we want to read. We don't read arts first. This is a true book club where we are trying to pick a book to read together, all of us, and have real reactions. When, we do all of that work and get all of that, we wanted to provide the best support for authors. So we're just a small business that basically buys direct from publishers versus, you can go to the big Amazon and get something probably a little bit cheaper, but you get our custom box and it's really fun. So we have that. The retreat is something that has not been something that we make a profit off of. We do hope to pay ourselves for our time at some
Okay.
point. But we're building and we're growing, and that's sort of the intent.
Can you tell me how you get your authors? Is that something the publisher set up, like when they come to the monthly calls, or is that you just sliding into the DMs, being like, "Hey, you want to come chat with us?"
I think so. I want to back up and say when Emily uses the word we, that it's all I. She did the box, she did the sticker, she did the logo, she did everything, built the website from the ground up. So I get no credit there. I just yell on the internet about why people should be in our book club. But we really early on when Lucinda tried to be a guest at retreat, I do want to back up just a second. I do want to say something that's different about our retreat is that it's really audience and community focused. So honestly, we, like Emily, we hadn't even talked about inviting an author. Like this was just about getting together to talk about the community. And then when Lucinda wanted to come, we were like, oh, wait, maybe we could have authors there. So that's kind of how we started realizing authors are pretty darn accessible. And part of sharing their work is with being with communities like ours. So we honestly go through like Instagram or their emails and just say, hey, we're using your book as the book of the month. And I think we've only had two authors either not respond or say no because they were busy with other commitments because they want to share their work and they're so thankful that you're reading it. It's a really special community of people.
I have to tell you guys something that you don't know, or I don't know, maybe you know. I think I posted it in Patreon, but anyway, back in I think it was February, you picked "Cross My Heart" by Megan Collins, and that was probably like the one of the two calls that I made. She mentioned in her call that she is a mentor for other thriller writers. So I sent her a DM and I'm like, "Hey, I heard you on the Creepy Book Club's call, and I love thrillers. I want to write one. Like, what do you do? How can you help?" And she was like, "Oh, you go, I work with this company and we do this, that, and the other." So long story short, I am in like this year-long program to write this thriller, and I chat with Megan Collins 3 times a month, and she is mentoring me as I write my thriller. And that all happened because of the Creepy Book Club.
That is absolutely awesome. I can't wait to see your thriller when it comes out and to hear just the story of it and stuff. That's really neat. And I love that that connection happened. That's our goal. And I think one of the things that has made Ashley and I successful is that we really are approaching this to make connections and with authenticity, not to be like, how can we like smash and grab, do something for ourselves. It's very much we are focused on like what is the right choice for our members all the time. So I love stories like that where it's like, well, and it results in someone else, hopefully having a massive success in something they want to do.
Hopefully, let's hope it ends in that and it's not like a total waste of time of me writing a book nobody will read.
You have like a servant heart, Emily, in
I know.
particular, but you're like, I can't lose 50 grand. So we have to at some point in time, because it is so much about the community that we do struggle with things like ticket prices and I mean, you understand this through what you've done in media. It's the behind the scenes stuff that people don't know that just takes so much money and time and effort, and you just don't want to put that burden on your community.
But at the same time, it's a business, it's not a nonprofit.
Ashley has to remind me that we should be making an income. Like I don't have to try to like give back every dollar that we earn. I'm like, oh, great, perfect. We can offer this other thing. And she's like, but also it's okay to be paid for our time.
You know what I find? Maybe this is just my perspective because I have a media business and that business helps people make money. But with a business like a book club, your service and your product isn't to help people make money. It's a hobby. It's to help them like have entertainment. And I think that's maybe where it can be tricky when you're like, you have to remind yourself this is a business. I need to make money because you're not helping them make money like you would if you had any other business.
But we are providing entertainment, providing um, an outlet and community for them. And I think, the retreat, it's like we work 10 hours a week minimum on the retreat all year long. And then at the end, we're like, well, we made, $1,000. Like that's just not sustainable long term. And also, I think part of our struggle is just that because we gave away so much of ourselves for free for so long, it's hard to turn that into monetary asks, but it's also something that becomes a strain on us. Like, I don't want to keep doing this if I can't then provide something for my family out of it. So, like when we converted to Patreon we're on Patreon at the Creepy Book Club with our podcast, we had a few people who had been longtime members like leave us and not want to be a part of us anymore because we were asking them for $8 a month and to maintain the same things that they were getting for free. And I understood that frustration on their part of not wanting to pay, but it also like hurt our feelings. Like you don't think that you think we should be just doing all of this and setting everything up for you for free. And so I have to come around to those things, but I in my core believe that it is okay to have a business and also be financially profitable with it.
How do you keep it fun? Because a lot of times when you turn a hobby into work, it could suck the fun out of it. So how do you maintain, like, do you have to remind yourself, like, don't stress about this. This is supposed to be fun.
I honestly think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Emily and I have been best friends for 24 years, right? So I think we have this rich history together of just knowing one another, no, even just with like the tone of our voice, you can be like, oh, she's having an off day, or she can be like, oh my God, Ashley's on fire today. I need to put my phone on do not disturb. So I think we keep it fun because that's the main thing, right? Like we started this business together as just another aspect of our relationship. And I think we keep it fun because it is fun. In the
Mhm.
big picture, like talking about books, really, that's what we're trying in the big picture to get paid to do. That's really fun.
Everything like the retreat stuff, that event planning is so much fun because we're so excited about what all of the members and the attendees are going to experience. We're really excited about that as we go through. I mean, yeah, it's just a fun business. And then retreat itself, every year we have been like, that was the best time ever. Like I remember last year we sat at this wine bar the day it ended in the afternoon and just wept with joy because it was just such a fun weekend and so amazing, the community. And we actually had one of our members, Jordan, tell us she felt like the vibe felt like the Taylor Swift concert. What was the concert
Say
called?
less, say
Friends
less.
tour.
Yeah, so she was like Eras tour. Yeah, she's like the feels like Eras tour. Like just the vibe is like people are so excited to be there. It's not like a corporate convention, you know?
Yeah.
It's people are going because they're like, oh, I'm going to see some authors that I'm really stoked to see, and I'm going to listen to them talk, and I'm going to be surprised by them, and I'm going to just like have fun and meet other book lovers who want to have a good time. And so it's really, really like very much a warm and friendly environment.
If I wasn't already going, you would have sold me there with the Eras Tour vibe. Say less, I'm there. What advice would you have for other people who want to start a bookish business? I've had people on the podcast too. I've had some people who have book clubs. I've had people who have mobile bookstores, like in trailers and buses. I've had independent bookstore owners. What would you suggest for, I mean, I've had a person who she'll rip books apart. She went viral on TikTok. She'll just rip the covers off and then we'll rebind them and create like new covers that are beautiful for all of them. So for people who want to get paid with their bookish passions, what would your advice be to them? Emily, I'll start with you and then go to Ashley.
Okay, my advice would be to connect with other bookish businesses. I think there's room for everybody. There's plenty of space, and the more that the community knows about everything, the better. I mean, there's millions of people that are reading just thriller books alone in just the United States, right? And so probably tens of millions actually. So thinking about that, you don't have to be competitive with other businesses. And the more that we have connected with other people doing similar things, the better we have gotten at our business and the more that we have, been able to work together to help each other. So that would be my advice, would be to not be afraid to reach out to other people doing similar things or things in the same vein and to accept those other same kinds of requests.
It's just that saying that you can't get what you don't ask for. I mean, the times we've been like, are we really going to reach out to this person and ask them to come to retreat or be on like a call? And in the big picture, the worst they can do is say no or not reply, but most people have said yes. The amount of times I think if we would have second guessed, are we really reaching out to this person? Are we really asking this person for a sponsorship or whatever? And we would have gotten a no if we didn't ask. So just put yourself out there, right? Be brave.
Yeah, because sometimes that's hard. Doing the ask is hard because you don't want to be disappointed or take it personally when somebody says no, but we're all grown-ups here, so deal. What is the last best book you've read and the book you're currently reading?
I would say the last best book I read was, is it Night Watching or Night Watcher by Tracy Sierra? Were you going
Night
to say
watching.
that? Okay.
I
Emily,
thought about
because
it.
I'm not I'm not scared easily, and that book, like I couldn't read it at night.
Is it
I
like a horror book or a thriller?
It's a thriller, but the way she writes, you just feel claustrophobic and scared. There are some horror elements, but not like slasher, really violent, just like you are looking over your shoulder, even in your own house all day long. Currently reading, I just finished In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife.
Right.
by Ashley Winstead. Totally recommend that. Can't wait to talk about it. And then today I'll be starting our book of the month, but I'm not going to say what it is because I think Emily's reading it right now.
Oh, okay, Emily.
Could
What
be
are you
wrong, but I
reading
think
right
she's.
I
now?
am. I'm reading Sherry Lapina. She didn't see
Oh,
it
yeah.
coming.
I love
Yes.
her.
Love her too. I'll
Yeah,
read
I
anything.
haven't read a book I haven't liked from her. They're all good.
Same. Agree. And then I was just kind of looking through my list. I go through a lot of audiobooks and I read paper books. And I think two that I would recommend from recently is That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. It was like a classic thriller. I loved it. It was really entertaining. And then I have one that's really kind of a weird, I don't know if it would be classified as a thriller or not, but it's called I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. It's kind of apocalyptic and it is just gripping. It won't give you any answers of what you're looking for. It's one of those, but that's what I really like, that sort of realistic, like, what is this? So that was a fun one.
Oh, so you don't like your books wrapped up in a big bow at the end?
I don't care either way.
Really? I get pissed. Like if you're not wrapping it up and telling me exactly what happened and how at the end, I'm like, what a waste of time. I get mad.
That's so funny. Okay, don't read that one then, but I don't mind a book that sort of leaves you curious, conflicted, because I think that's a lot of reality. It's like true crime cases. We don't always know, we don't have an answer. And so that's why I think I'm okay with it.
That's something you guys are also going to do at retreat. We'll just wrap up with your podcast. True crime. I used to be all about the true crime because I used to be a TV reporter and anchor. So I was just like surrounded by true crime all the time, unfortunately. And I don't know if when I turned 40 or when I had kids or what happened, but now I am so disturbed by it. I can no longer read true crime books. I can no longer like watch 2020 or Dateline because I feel like I have PTSD from like so much true crime, but you girls are like in it. Like you are in true crime. We're going to do true crime podcasts at the retreat. Like you are freaking in it. So talk to me about that because that is different, in my opinion, very different from a fake thriller book. Like you're in the real shit.
I think as we were talking about fictional books that we read, we kept finding tie-ins by I mean Emily, to real true crime cases. She would be like, "Oh my gosh, this reminds me of this." So we kind of would launch into these organic conversations about real cases. And then Emily just has this background knowledge from having her PhD in psychology where she could talk about these things in ways that like you or I or most normal people cannot. So it's just fascinating for me. I like true crime because I think it's just kind of an escape, which I probably shouldn't believe that. I think, well, that couldn't happen to me, so it feels so far from my reality. But when we talk about it, then you get to hear Emily explain so many different aspects we would never have thought of, and it's just fascinating. But it does keep me up at night. And I know, Emily, I know it horrifies you. I can't believe you even do it.
Yeah, and that is really, I'm doing that in service to others, the cases themselves, the people. And listen, part of it is we have this Patreon community and we were like, what is it that they are wanting that we can offer to them that are going to feed them? Basically, so they're happy with what the service we're providing. And one true crime case a month was the answer. And we started with the Kyron Horman case, which is out of Portland, Oregon, and it's something that's really haunted both of us. And you know, because it is just such a sad, complicated case. And after we created the podcast, we realized we're like, this is unsolved. We can't keep this behind a paywall. We can't keep this behind closed doors. It has to be something that comes forward just in case somebody hears it who's like, I never, thought about this, but I do know this one thing or this one person. You just never know. So we put it out publicly and people just ate it up. They loved it. So we accidentally got ourselves in that space a little bit.
Ashley, you said like you're not disturbed in the sense that you're like, oh yeah, this will never happen to me. This will never happen. I'm the opposite. I'm like, this is going to happen to me. Like I know about this and it's going to happen to me and it's going to happen to my kids. Like I'm the opposite. I think not just bad things. Like I think good things are going to happen too. I think I'm going to win the lottery and all these things. I don't know. That's why I like with true crime, I get very scared for sure.
I just wanted to thank you because although, as you said, you're like, I'm not on the calls, you are always sharing like when you get your book boxes and ways that you appreciate our community. And it's honestly those types of things that I think help our community grow, is just people like you sharing, being a part of it. So thank you for always just being an active member that way.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
thank you. And do you guys have at retreat, anybody can come, you don't need to be a part of the book club, anybody, you don't need to know anybody, I don't know a damn person, like I don't know one person. Do you have people who will like be doing things? Like, do you need volunteers? Do you need people to help with stuff? Like, how does that work? Or is that something that you put out to the community more closer to the retreat in February?
We will have a staff, and we're not sure about volunteer opportunities, but we will let you know as soon as we know.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have all these people there, so I'm sure
Right.
like, some would be happy to like, I'll man this table, I'll do this, whatever. Where can people go if they want to find out more about the book club and joining us in Scottsdale at the most adorable, the freaking adorable hotel in February?
Creepybookclub.com. And we have a retreat page. You can click on the menu at the top to see retreat, and you can also just scroll to see all of the things we have going on.